With retail food prices expected to rise, consumers like you and me, we're looking for any kind of price break we can find. Neil Melancon joins us now with this week's Bottom Line. And Neil, I know you've looked at the American Farm Bureau's Market Basket Survey they release every quarter. Is there any kind of break in there for us?
Unfortunately, Avery, the most recent survey found prices increased over the last one 3 months ago. But the news isn't all bad. A few products at the grocery store drove prices higher this quarter, but overall we are down from last year. Of course, any good day starts with a good breakfast, and that's where we saw the highest jump in food prices. While the so-called bacon apocalypse has been debunked, a reduction in the amount of bacon produced has led to higher prices, with bacon up 19 cents to $4.23 a pound. Whole milk is up 19 cents as well to $3.55 a gallon. Eggs are up 33 cents to nearly $2 a dozen, and OJ is up 13 cents to $3.30 for a half gallon. Some items did decrease, with ground chuck roast down 19 cents to $3.47 a pound. Russet potatoes down a nickel to $3.01 for a 5-pound bag, and shredded cheddar cheese off 3 cents to $4.26 a pound. Now, even though we're down about 2% from last year at this time, some items are higher than 2011. Sirloin tip roast, for example, is up 11%, eggs up 9% from last year, and apples are up 2% overall. Now, the natural question is, given the drought we've had this year, are we headed for higher food prices in the next survey? Not necessarily, as American Farm Bureau economist John Anderson explains.
If you really follow how food prices change and how we expect food prices to move in response to something like a short commodity crop, whether we're talking about Michigan apples or corn in the Midwest, there's some fairly long lags involved between when we see an effect at the farm level in raw commodity prices and when we expect to see that show up in food prices.
The bottom line is, until we see what kind of production will come out of South America and a final number on our own U.S. production, we won't know for sure just how much raw material we will have for our food production, Avery. So we don't know for sure which way this market will go yet.
And that's proof at the grocery store that we're now living in a global market. Thank you very much, Neil Melancon. And remember, you can listen to Neil's daily radio reports on the Louisiana Farm Bureau Agri-News Radio Network for a list of stations where you can tune in. Or if you want to listen online, click over to our website at twilatv.org and click on the LF Barn link. Well, that does it for this edition of This Week in Louisiana Agriculture. Join us again next week when we'll show you how farmers and ranchers are fighting for the funds that help them employ their neighbors and keep their communities running in the black. Until then, you can watch all of our stories on our website, twilatv.org. For all of us here on the TWILA team, I'm Avery Davidson. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope to see you again right here next week.